All right, we are here at Camp K9 with Wrigley, and we are just going over a little bit of his habituation training. Wrigley has been doing really, really well. There you go, bud. Good, yes. Right? And a lot of the times what we want to do is we want to take the stress off of him as much as possible. However, you have to come down to two binary reasons, right? Reason number one, or a couple of different things that we need in order to adjust his behavior. We always need to be able to adjust his behavior as far as we reward all the time he does good, and then we correct every single time he does bad, right? However, when we are in a good position where we can actually teach Wrigley how to be accustomed to dogs who are inside or outside of his view, right? We want him to have good positive association with that, right? That doesn't mean that he shouldn't be correctable. What it means is that if I can get more repetitions of him being in front of another dog without him reacting, yes, then that's what we should be doing. However, if we're in a situation where he needs to be corrected, a leash correction is definitely what's going to be something that's going to calm him down. Does a couple of different things. If I need to correct Wrigley, it shows him, one, that don't worry about the rest of the situation. I'm actually the one who will be helping you out in this situation. Yes, good boy. But that comes down to a level of trust. If we are not communicating clearly what it is that we want out of him. So, for example, if I tell him to sit and he doesn't clearly understand that I want him to sit, even if there's a dog over there, he doesn't have trust that you have the situation under control. Right now, Wrigley understands that I have this particular situation under control. I have my hand on a loose leash, the dog's over on the other side, and I'm able to put him into a situation where he is able to get a whole bunch of positive repetition, even around being other dogs, even through his nervousness. It looks like he's experiencing at least a little bit of discomfort in his back leg. I would definitely check out his back leg when you have him at home, because things like having him in a sit, it tends to bother him, and he tends to want to stand up very, very quickly. All right, so all we're going to do is I am just going to engage with Wrigley as we get closer to this dog. And I'm going to be doing those two simple things: correcting when I want to, or correcting when he needs it, and rewarding when he needs it. We even have a dog who's coming in right now. Yes, good boy, Wrigley. There you go. Good boy. You see the dog? Sit. Sit. Good boy, yes. Right? So no correction was done just because he saw a dog. A lot of the times what happens is, as parents, we see something that puts him in a discomfort, a very uncomfortable situation, where all of a sudden we see a dog, and based off of his past, we want to brace for impact. So what happens is we put in a whole bunch of tension. I have a very clear saying that tension creates tension, right? So if you put a little bit of tension on that leash, he's going to feel it. Tension runs down leash, and he's going to react accordingly. So with that other dog who just came in, he was very calm. I was very calm. I wasn't preemptively pulling back on that leash. And now that Krista's come to steal the show, he's really, really into Krista. So Krista, could you grab another dog and just walk in the front? Now this may actually cause a little bit of a reaction. What's up?
In the front.
From the front. Now, this may actually cause a little reaction because he knows Krista. And no, it doesn't have to be him. I meant like because Lizzie's been in here for a little bit. But because he knows Krista, there might be a little bit of jealousy here, where it might cause him to actually become a little bit more reactive. So what we're going to do is we are going to have him at a distance from Krista and just show him that he can be around Krista, he can be around the other dog. Yes. Go ahead and stay there. Go ahead and stay there. Good. Notice how I still have him on a very loose leash. And I'm not going to force the issue. I'm not going to force him to get any closer to Krista. I just want to put it. Good. Notice how I didn't pull him back as he was approaching. I just stood my ground. Krista, go ahead and go back in. Just like Yes, good boy. I'm not going to force the issue. Notice how I wasn't having her come any closer. I wasn't approaching her myself. That's because that's a completely new dynamic. Me being by myself with Wrigley, and then Wrigley being with somebody who he knows with the dog that he knows. In fact, right now he just did some marking behavior on the side of the wall. Now, a lot of that has to do with him being territorial. He's like, I see that other person with a person who I know, and he's just marking his territory, letting it know that he's here. All right, and that's actually fairly common when it comes to that jealousy portion. If you can just bring out just like a different dog, and then Doctor, can you grab the mop, please? Yes, good boy. So I'm definitely not trying to hide dogs from him. Oh, sorry, I got something in my eye. Definitely not trying to hide dogs from him, but all I'm doing is just focusing on the engagement that I have between me and him. Good boy, good boy. Yes, good boy, Wrigley. So she's gonna come out here with Bubba. Yes, good boy. And Bubba is a barker. Go ahead and stay back there. Wrigley? Yes. And all I'm gonna do is I am going to still continue to hang out with Wrigley and this way, and have him have as much engagement with me as possible while Krista is still at a distance, and I'm going to try and do it as much as he can handle without putting extra pressure on this leash. There we go. Sit. Good. Good boy. Yes. And all Krista becomes is background. This side. Good, because I am not putting any corrective on him. I'm not doing anything else with him except just working obedience with him while he's in a stressed atmosphere. There we go. Good. Sit. Good. Yes. So, Krista, if you want to get as close to the wall as possible, I'm going to try and do a wide roll. Good. This side, baby. Good. This side. Good. Yes, go ahead and put them up. Very good. Good job, Wrigley. Yes. So, the dogs that are coming out, this way, Wrigley. This way. Good boy. Yes. Good boy, Wrigley. Yes. So Wrigley made some really good decisions there. A dog came through the door. We didn't have so much tension on the leash, and I noticed how I kept the tones high. I didn't stop. I didn't get very quiet. When the dog came in and I noticed that he didn't bark, I rewarded it. I said, yes, good boy. Now, had he barked, had he done something like that, I would definitely give him a leash correction. Once again, it's being concise about what it is that we want Wrigley to understand about this particular situation. I want him to understand that as long as you listen to me, you're going to get some treats. As long as the other dogs are over there and I'm over here, you need to be paying attention to me. So that's actually what we're talking about here is engagement with Wrigley throughout those stressful situations. A lot of the times we're reacting, we're pulling really, really hard on that leash and really yanking him back. And that's causing more of the reactivity because we started off from a negative point of view. That we saw this person coming across the street, so I am going to sit here and I'm going to pull back and yank down on Wrigley. So these are just some of the small things that we've been working on with him while he's here. As you can tell, he's very comfortable with brand new dogs that he's never seen before, and he's coming back into the ring. So it can be done, it is possible, but it comes down to that principle. Is he rewardable? Is he correctable? Am I rewarding at the right times? Am I correcting at the right times? And are my corrections, do they actually mean something to him, right? And right now, good boy. This way, buddy. Good boy. He's doing very, very well. So we'll continue working with Wrigley. Good job, bud. And we will see you on the next video.